Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful early morning, and the sun is just about to get up. And I've already been working out, and now I'm going on my little bike ride. And I would like you to know that the reason you understand me is not because of what I think, and it's also not because of what you think. No, you understand me because I'm talking, and you understand me because you are listening. And yeah, you can drag in your old belief that you are thinking, you can drag it in, and you can sort of pretend as if you're thinking something about what I'm saying, but there is no such thing. You're just imagining. You're just imagining that you're thinking something about what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm trying to address. I am addressing this conversation that I'm having here with you, which you know very well. You know very well that you're not having this conversation. And I'm having this conversation. I'm having it with you, in spite of you. Yes. Yes. And so the question is, are you going to actually get your head out of your ass? Yeah. I mean, that's just to put it bluntly, you know. Yeah. Are you going to just sort of just say like, yeah, no, he's right. I'm not thinking anything. I understand what he's saying. And my understanding of what he is saying has nothing to do with thinking. I hear what he is saying. Yeah? And so just hearing what I'm saying is enough to understand what I'm saying. You don't need to think about it. And by the way, you can't think about this. There is nothing to think about. Yeah? I mean, you hear it, you can feel it, you can see it, and what you see is what you get. Yeah? And you got it already. You got it already, but you just pretend as if you didn't get it. Yeah, that's another one of those things. You just make it seem as if you don't get it, that listening to yourself is important. Of course, listening to yourself is important. Of course, embodied language is important. And of course, you have problems because you're not listening to yourself. And of course, this embodied language, which is going on everywhere, is creating nothing but problems. Yeah. I mean, it's just undeniable. It's just the truth. Yeah? And so when we're going to have this conversation, it's not about what I think or what you think or what anybody thinks. What people have said that they were thinking, it was just another distraction from what they were saying. It was just another distraction from what they were doing. Yeah? Also, yeah? So this is not a smokescreen that I'm talking about, yeah? To cover up your act. This is not a verbal justification for being this way or that way. No, you understand perfectly what I'm saying, yeah? And that understanding occurs because, yeah, I speak simple language. There's nothing difficult to understand about what I'm saying, yeah? I'm taking a different road today. It's interesting how that is. How, yeah, I also have, of course, certain habits, and I can all of a sudden find myself not having that habit anymore. And maybe it's because today is a little bit later than usual, because as you can see, the sun is already coming over the rooftops there, and the sun is already almost over the hills there. So, you know, but that's all good. It's all good. I like to ride my bicycle on this road, this flat asphalt road. It is nice and smooth, and yeah, it makes me feel pleasant to ride my bicycle here. And yeah. There's still something else I want to say, but I do not know what it is. That's why I keep keep recording. Oh yeah, I want to give you the full picture of the sun. Yeah, it is magnificent to just ride here on this wonderful path here. This is also really nice and smooth. You know, when I go the other way, when I come from the other direction, then it goes down a little bit. So that's also nice, you know. And usually when there is a little bit of wind, the wind also comes from the other direction. So right now the wind is slightly, there's a very tiny little breeze. It kind of goes into my face. But if I come from the other direction, I go with the wind. And so you go downhill, so to speak, and with the wind. That is really pleasant. But right now it is just a lovely cool morning, and I'm happy to go like this, to take this route for a change. And you know, it's funny how I've never taken this route before. Yeah. And I'm going to change it up today completely, because now, yeah, I have a choice to go the other side, to go the other way. But I'm going this way here today. That is what I do. Yeah. This is not my usual route. These are kind of quiet neighborhoods. Yeah, and it's also nice to ride my bicycle here. I really like to watch, not that I'm going to film that or so, but I just like to watch how people deal with their garden. And you can tell by what kind of a garden people have, because these are not rental houses. Most of them are people that have bought their house here in this neighborhood. And so and if they're rental houses, that is also kind of clear too, you know, because then you kind of see that it's a little bit dilapidated, it's not very well kept. But even when it is owned by the owner, you can tell what kind of an owner that owner is, and you can tell how much energy they put in their garden, in their yard. And it is really amazing how little people actually do about their immediate environment. And what they do about their immediate environment is just so dumb and so nothing, so unappealing. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I mean, people have big cars, and people have giant TV screens and expensive computers and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to their garden, many people they don't want to spend any money, I guess. Not that I care, but you know. Oh, this is a nice path. I like this. This is a big, nice green field. And I'm just gonna ride my bicycle on this path along this green field. Oh, the sprinklers are on. I have to make sure that I don't get sprinkled on. Oops. Yeah, I'm just going to go around it. I did that really good. Oh, here, this one is spraying. Oh, look at that. It is still going on the path. I just wait for it to leave. Yeah. Okay. I went through that really nicely. I escaped the sprinklers. Yeah, that's a nice green field here where people can play soccer. I always have an appreciation for a green field like this, because as a kid this would look like a perfect field for playing. And I was always out as a kid. I was always out playing in fields and in all kind of terrains where I would just have a good time playing soccer. I don't know. We were doing all kinds of things, back in the days. Yeah. I feel so fortunate as a kid that I grew up the way I did. Yeah, I was living similarly to now. Yeah, because as a kid I grew up at the edge of town, and there was on the one hand a lot of new development in that area, but there was also the fields with cows and some agriculture, and yeah, we used to go to these fields. We used to go in these building sites. That was our playground. And now here, I'm here at the edge of town. This is kind of like also a really nice place here where I'm now. This is kind of like a cul-de-sac where you come to the edge of town, and you can't go any further because here the hills are starting. And these are fields where, there's usually some cows, but now the grass has grown, has all, become yellow already. And there's no more cows. I don't see them. But a while ago, they were having these cows here. And it is wonderful for these cows to graze in that open field. I'm going to ride my bicycle here along the levee. Yeah. Hello. It is so nice here. Oh my gosh. Here, this is where the overflow is. Over there at 5 Mile, the creek splits in two, and if there's too much water, then it flows over in this part. But now, since the rains have stopped, or there was not much rain, or there was plenty of rain, but there was water in here a while ago. Now it's all dried out. And what's so nice? There's still little pools that are remaining. And these pools are full with little frogs, and that's also something that really, I just like that. That is just something also of my childhood that I really, enjoyed when I was a kid, catching frogs. Of course, I don't do that anymore, but I did that a lot, and I just was out in nature catching little lizards and stuff like that. Here, look at this, how beautiful this is. Such a nice sight. Here, and this is almost like, you could say like, this is like, look how this has been all shaped by the water. It's so beautiful that it is like that, because it's almost like the Grand Canyon, but then in a miniature version, right? Anyway, I find that really fascinating how the landscape is, how the landscape was shaped by the weather, and I also enjoy myself being part of that landscape. I feel like in this landscape I am a different person. In this landscape I am who I like to be, because this landscape lets me. Oh, that is another mosquito. Ay, ay, ay. They are landing on me while I ride my bicycle. Can you believe that? Uh-oh. That is the only bad thing. Well, bad thing. It is a little bit of a nuisance. Especially for me because I'm wearing shorts today. Nope. Yeah. They always like to come after me, these mosquitoes. you probably feel really bored about me talking about it again. But you know what? If you're bored with me, that's a good thing. I hope to bore you. I hope to somewhat annoy you with what I'm saying, because you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I want to remind you that you're not thinking anything. I'm not thinking anything. There's nothing to think. There's no thinking. There's no language inside of us. You know, this is my you could say my treasure. Yeah? Yeah, this is my treasure. My treasure is that I know embodied language. And because I know embodied language, I know there is no inner language. Yeah. And you could know the same. You could know that too. Yeah. It is very important to recognize that. If you don't do that, you are having all sorts of problems. And all the problems that you're having, all the worries that you have, all the beliefs that you have about, I feel so troubled, I feel so worried, I am still upset about this and I remember that, and there's all these things that you keep saying to yourself, that you are thinking that, but no, you're just imagining that. You're imagining all of that. And then, Hi there. Good morning. Thank you. So, you can continue to imagine that, and then you continue to have problems. But you can also stop living in your own fantasy land of inner language and be without any problems. How about that? Oh, that mosquito that I just, chased away from my leg. That mosquito has already bitten me pretty good. Oh my gosh. They always know how to find me. But, I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm fine. I won't, it's not too bad. So, we go on with whatever it is that I can go on with. Oh. So nice to be here. Morning. Now I'm riding here. Normally I go the other way. I come from the other way. But today I'm going this way. I have this itchy feeling on my leg because that mosquito got me really good. It was already sucking some of my blood. Shit. Okay. It has happened one day when Bonnie and I, we were walking here in the early morning. That was during the time that the COVID was there. During COVID, people were all staying inside. And Bonnie and I, we had a routine that we would go walk very, very early in the morning, even before it was light. And we would go to bed really early also. But so before there was anybody out there, we would just walk this path in the dark, in the half dark, and even with a little light also, a little lamp on us. And then one day we saw this little fox, and it was just sitting there, and we saw it from really up close, and the fox was not afraid. It ran away eventually, but we could see it really close, and that was really nice, you know, nice close-up encounter. And yeah, that's just nice, you know. It's nice to see a fox so clearly. It felt like something special, and I'm reminded of that. Look at that sun. Oh my gosh, isn't that great? Yeah. Yep. What a wonderful day. Here I go on the path again. I was going off the path because there was people with dogs standing there talking with each other. I didn't want to disturb them. And oh yeah, there's also something else. You can also see sometimes that morning, you can see that people have gardeners, yeah, and you can tell by the way the garden is that garden was not maintained by anyone who cared about the garden. That garden was just maintained by a gardener. And yeah, I'm not saying that all gardeners don't care about gardens, but I'm saying I can see the difference between a garden that is really tended to by a person who loves that garden. And of course I'm talking about my wife Bonnie, because Bonnie is really the one who loves our garden the most. She does the most in our garden, and although I do always all the heavy work, okay, I do my part, I guess. We're going to buy today. We're going to buy some sort of machine to cut the bushes, so that I don't have to do that by hand anymore. So that we can, easily and evenly cut that bush in a particular shape. That's the idea. We have one big bush. I will maybe show you later once I'm done with it. We have one big bush, and we're going to reshape it, and then it's going to be in the shape of a ball. Maybe. Good morning. Have a great day. Yeah. So I look forward to that. I look forward to us buying that thing, and we've been talking about it. And also my car needs a little tune-up, so I'm also going to do that too as well. And here I'm rolling down a little slope here. This is also really nice. Oh man, I'm just enjoying my ride today. Good morning. Have a good day. Hi. It's so nice out here. Oh, there they go, the little quails. These little birds. Yeah, this is how I like to talk, you know, and this is how anyone with embodied language would talk. Anyone with embodied language would just speak about whatever is in their attention, whatever they want to say, and whatever they feel like saying, and whatever is true for them. Yeah, and you don't have to believe me that you don't have any thoughts. Yeah, you don't have to, because believing or not believing is having thoughts. If you say, I don't believe you, you still believe in thoughts. And if you say, I believe you, you still believe in thoughts. No, you don't need to believe me, or you need to not believe me. You're just hearing me. That's it. Yeah, I'm just speaking. And there is no inner language. So get to it. Yeah, and start waking up from your stupor of your disembodied language. Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. That's my truth. And yeah, whatever you do with it, it's your problem, not mine, because it is your problem, of course, that you have a belief which is just totally false. And yeah, let's now call it what it is. All belief is false. Yeah, reality is not a belief. Okay, so can we just say that it's not a belief that water boils at 100 degrees? My gosh, what is wrong with you people? Have you lost all ability to reason? Yeah, you have, because of your disembodied language. Your disembodied language, it contradicts reason. It contradicts reality. It is completely out of touch. That is what it is. Yeah. And you've never paid attention to it. But I do. And you are listening to me, so you don't have any problems understanding this. You hear it. That's enough. Hearing it is enough. And yeah, you can still entertain your fantasy that you're thinking this and that. But that thinking is already completely debunked. Yeah. Yeah. Now, this is a nice point to end this video. I am going to park my bicycle here for a second. Just stand here for a moment. Yeah? Just let you know that this is so. You're just listening to me. I'm just saying something.